When people think of California, they think of the surf and the beaches, the lush farmland, and our beautiful national parks. Our reality, however, is quite different.
California is in a serious crisis. With almost 70% of the state in extreme drought, water is running very low. Over 33 million people are in areas of drought and are feeling the weight of the low water supply. In California, we produce nearly half of the nation's fruit, vegetables, and nuts. Over 81,000 farms are having to cut water use and therefore not being able to grow on as much of their land, or having to change what crops they can grow because they cannot afford to or do not have enough water to water them.
And due to the drought, have you been using water any differently? And how have you been using it differently?
Yeah, we've definitely reduced our usage by quite a bit. We've been an innovator for a long time in using water efficiently. There's all kinds of different irrigation systems that you can use to grow food, and we've been consistently innovating using the newest technology to reduce our water.
Has the business gone down in the last few years, or selling the crops harder?
Good question. It's definitely harder to make money growing food, especially for us, but I feel like there's a greater awareness in the community, especially our customers, who are more inclined to be in the know about the drought and its effects on farmers, and so the message is out there, and I feel like there's a certain percentage of our customers that are happy to pay the increasing costs as a result of the drought.
Farming is not California's only agricultural industry that is feeling the impacts of the drought. Other businesses, like local nurseries, are feeling it too. So are there any plants that you cannot sell anymore because of the water restrictions or the really dry atmosphere and direct sunlight?
Yes, there are many different tropical plants that I no longer am able to stock and sell. People are not buying them, that they're just sitting and we're wasting our water on them.
Because of the drought, lawmakers are having to make new laws and regulations to keep us from running out of water.
Well, in addition to that, we've also required that people cut back by 25%.
In the city of Santa Barbara, people have gone beyond, well beyond that requirement, and I think they're at 34% now.
Does the man-made climate change generally exemplify already existing weather events, or does it start new ones?
Think of more extreme examples of what's already occurring, right? And one of the things that's kind of been among the scientific community that's kind of been thrown around is to say what we expect under climate change is for dry places to get drier and wet places to get wetter. And in places where you have drought, you'll have more intense drought. It's really a question of how frequently they occur and how intense they are when they do occur. I would say that's how we really think of climate change affecting these things.
Santa Barbara gets its water from four main sources: our reservoirs, groundwater, recycled water, and water we get imported from the Sierra Nevada mountains. In October, our dormant desalination plant will reopen, and we will also be able to get clean water from there. California's ongoing 4-year drought has left us with low water levels in all of our local reservoirs. Santa Barbara's reservoir water levels range from an astounding 0.1% capacity to 15.1%. Though Santa Barbara is doing well to conserve water, we can always do more to limit our water use. Our drought is going to get continually worse before it gets better.
What are some simple and easy ways to cut down on water usage?
In terms of water usage in the city, about half of the water use goes to landscaping in a normal year. So inside we have a lot of new fixtures, shower heads, aerators, a lot of updated toilets. We've done really a lot inside. There's always more that we can do, but the big next bucket of water is outside water use. So we try to get people to focus on how they're watering their plants, when they're watering their plants, why they're watering their plants. And once the irrigation is efficient, it's also important to look at what you're watering. Do you have a front lawn that you never use because you use the back lawn instead? Maybe that's a good opportunity to remove a high water use plant and put in something that's native or water-wise. So we really try to get people to focus on the outside water use, both in terms of what they're watering and how they're watering it.
Desalination, taking the salt out of seawater, is a great way to get some much needed fresh water, as our local reservoirs are running dangerously low. There are major pros: clean, potable water, but also some cons: high operating costs, and a lot of wasted byproducts that have to be disposed of. For us, those pros definitely outweigh the cons, as that is the easiest way to get more clean water.
Despite Santa Barbara's efforts, California as a whole has missed its conservation goals, and therefore, we have to do our best to conserve water.
Here are 3 great ways to reduce water usage and lessen the impacts of the drought. 1 is to only water outdoor plants when necessary, and then only in the evening. 2 is to catch any clean water that would otherwise go down the drain, like when the shower is heating up. 3, only to have the water running while you are using it. For example, turn it off when you are soaping up dishes and then turn it back on to rinse them. Overall, the best thing you can do to help is just to be efficient with your water use and be mindful of what you are using it on, why you are using it, and how you are using it.